Today should be fun. I've been working a lot on this grass over here, so it's a little distracted, but see, the pond is looking really good. It's like 72 right now, high of 80, so it's been warming up quite a bit. The fish have been becoming a lot more active. A lot of the plants have come right back to life after we had some pretty cold weather and some freezes. But and there's a bunch of turtles out there. But I noticed I don't see any more minnows. I think that the minnows got eaten, which is fine because that's their role. I wish that they didn't eat them quite so fast. Usually in the spring we can get a bunch of minnow spawn, and there'll be minnows for the year, but they didn't happen this year. So I'm heading down. I got an order of goldfish. 1,000 minnows just delivered right now. That's about 150 bucks. Let's go pick them up. Getting a little distracted because I have a lot of work to do in this fruit area, especially with the stone fruit. So it's tough to walk down and try to do the minnows, and I'm getting all sidetracked here. I'll keep going. Walk up quietly. Wow, I'm shocked. No turtles. Usually there's a bunch of turtles out right there. But look at these grapes going nuts. Totally crazy. And apples too. If you look, see some little goldfish. So there's lots of life, but they're not minnows. Although, you know what? I checked this out like a week ago when I decided whether or not I was going to get the goldfish, and I saw the minnows, and I saw nothing. But I just noticed right now, maybe I might have jumped the gun, because I'm seeing those could be minnows. Huh. They may or may not be, but either way, I don't see all that many of them, so I still feel pretty justified in getting this order of minnows. So I'm going to get the process started here, and then we can look around a little bit more. Should be the goods. Yep. They're in the shade, so they didn't get very warm. I need 2 hands to pull this up. There you go. There's the size reference. 14 by 14 box, something like that. Bringing them in. So here's what that looks like. Yeah, I saw those little tiny what I thought could be minnows, but they act more like goldfish. They're not really in a school, they're kind of by themselves, so there's a good chance that those are more baby goldfish. Here, what we got. So, that right there is 1,000 minnows. Start letting the temperature equalize a bit. Although it feels pretty similar. It might be just a little warmer in the plastic than the pond water, but not bad. And that's it. Box is empty. So I'm going to cut this first layer open and kind of make an evaluation. I think there's just 2 layers of plastic. A giveaway, I guess. chocolate ice pack. And some instructions. So, open the box, but not the bag. Compare your water temperature to your water, your pond water. They were warmer, this is colder. Float the unopened bag, that's what I'm doing. Typically 15 to 20 minutes. I should get it out of the sun, so I will do that. When the two temperatures feel the same, then I can open it. I should quarantine them in case there's something wrong, but I don't usually do that in my application. I got nowhere to really quarantine them. And then some of the floating ones might take some time to get reoriented. I have no shade here at all. So the option is get them in the shade and wait until this evening, or just go with it. And I'm gonna just go with it. So the outer bag is open, but the inner bag is still sealed. So you get them in there a little further. Get rid of, oh, I got a coupon now. Cool. Alright. Leave them just like that. As you can see, they look fairly happy in there. I'm sure they're going to be pretty excited to get out. But I'm going to let those temperatures equalize a bit. For now, let's take a little look around because I haven't done any updates on the pond in a long time. You can see water hyacinth is coming back good. Little goldfish. I do occasionally see the bigger goldfish. They're in here. They're pretty evasive. I guess that's, I lied. There's one part of shade right there, but they're gonna be fine. And I noticed the goldfish love to gather up around where I'm spraying the water. So the reason I'm spraying the water, right now the temperatures are spiking, outside temperatures. The weather is getting warm really fast. A lot of times I noticed when the water goes from cold to warm, all of a sudden, boom, I'll get a big algae bloom. And this is gonna help with that. So I'm not only running the air pump, and you can just barely tell. There's a couple big plumes of air coming out the bottom. I'm running a second air pump in a couple of these corners, but unfortunately that air pump capacitor just went bad. That capacitor should be here today so I can get that going again. I'm just really trying to maximize the aeration and also the circulation. So I got this this pump running, which can spray these, or it can do the waterfall. I have it doing both right now, just to try to maximize the circulation and air to minimize the algae. So you can see these guys pretty happy. Yeah, looking really good. See, lots of life in there. Unfortunately, the koi like to stay down at the bottom, and they're the more attractive fish, but these ones are doing good. These weeds are actually unwanted, but I'm just gonna leave them. It will probably help with the bio load, because there's a lot of fish and they're very active now that it's getting warmer, and there's going to be quite a bit of waste, and that nitrogen or nitrates or whatever, one just jumped, I missed that. But if they make some waste, I could use all the green plant life I can get to try to consume the waste and purify the water. So I'm gonna leave it. And then what's kind of cool, you see the hyacinth coming back. A little bit of algae, but I'm gonna leave that. Maybe later I'll clean it out. Like over here, it does need to be cleaned out, but not right now. Let me sneak down here. Check out, we got a lot of tadpoles. Several different types. We got the black ones are toads. The other ones are frogs of some sort. They're not bullfrogs, but they're some sort of tadpoles. For some sort of frogs. Right over here a lot. Pretty active. Squirming, wiggling around. And see that hyacinth coming in good. And then we got quite a bit of parrot's feather coming in over here, which was kind of cool. That was something I just added a couple of years ago. And I actually didn't intend to get it down in here. That's supposed to be up there. But you know what? It looks good, so I'll leave it at least for now. A lot of times I'll find little frogs and toads up in this area. But I guess I don't see any at the moment. A little surprising. See quite a bit of algae growth, and that's typical for this time of year because this pond really gets no shade. I don't have a good way to give it out. That tree I've been really taking care of, eucalyptus, but you know, you see how high the sun is. There's no way to shade this realistically. So it's gonna have some algae, and that's just the way it's gonna be. I could put dye in it, and I have the dye in case it gets away from me a little bit, but it's doing fine. Really, this little bit of algae is no issue for me. So if we look, see something there, baby something. I believe goldfish, but I could be wrong. It's pretty good. And then up here in the filtration pond, got a big bloom on the iris. Nice colors. Parrot's feathers going nuts over here. The ice plant is kind of creeping down into the water. The hyacinth, it got hit really hard with a hard freeze. We were like 30 degrees for like 4 or 5 hours. That's going to be very hard on that plant. But it's coming in. And the cattails are going, they've gotten huge. And that's because we just had so much rainwater. This has been overflowing, and the pond has been overflowing for 3 months straight. So talking like 90 days of water ripping through here. Now I run the pump, and I pump it up there anyway, but sometimes I don't bother to do that in the winter, and I turned it off this winter and still got tons of water. Also got some weeds to take care of, but I have a lot of other work to do too. So if I take a little bit more of a look, see if I see anything real interesting. The turtles are here, they're hiding. We've had a crane come in every day, and an egret pretty regularly as well. So let's go over to that rock right there. It's a really good spot to look out. See the ice plants going nuts over here too, which is good. Lily pads are coming in. I've planted those a couple times and moved them around and put them in a rock cage. I've been struggling with those a little. The hyacinth is looking good here. That'll be more than enough. I'll end up separating the parrot's feather, moving it back up to the top, pulling out the dead hyacinth, trash in it, and then this hyacinth will end up taking up 1/3 of this pond just this year's growth alone. So I usually end up putting a ton in, and then the cold kills it, I pull a ton out, and then it grows again, but that helps manage the nutrients and keep the water clean. Cleanish. You can see it's not super clean, but I don't run the circulation pumps 24/7. I run them more like 6 to 8 hours a day. So I go out to the island, but it's too full right now for me to get to that log easily. I don't usually keep it overflowing level, but it's looking good. See lots of stuff. Let me go dip the phone. My new phone is waterproof. I can do that. So check this. So they're doing their thing. But I feel like it's probably been long enough for those goldfish, so let's go cut them loose, give them entry. Alright, here we go. Check those babies out now. I'm a little disoriented, but I'm pretty confident alive. Let's give him a chance here. They're in there. I got some a little tangled up in the bag, so I need to attend to that. Give me 1 second. Okay, empty. So what's crazy is, I swear, in that bag it looks like there's 100 fish, but that was 1,000. Now what I've noticed with these guys in the past, they fish, but once they sort of get a little more familiar, they'll start swimming in schools, which the actual goldfish don't do. So for a second I looked and I'm like, man, these look just like what's in there. Did I mess up? But I don't think I did. Time will tell. These move a little differently, even though they're similar coloring. So that's 1,000 fish edition, and there's none of them are over there yet, so you can see like just the scale here. They seem fairly happy with their new arrangement. It's funny, they stay close to the surface while they're new. So in the middle, you know, I'm looking right now with it overflowing level, probably close to 12 feet. It's deep. I'm pretty happy here. Alright, well, sadly, I have to get ready to go to work. So, I saw a lizard I want to show you real quick, and then that'll conclude this video. Look at this guy. Dragonfly is about to hit me too. Are you showing off? You showing off? Are you showing off? Alright, yeah, you see they're making their way over here. Alright, that's it. Time to go.